everybody, this is Excel video 447. I'm Nate Moore. Just yesterday, the Business Intelligence Project was a small group in the Pacific Northwest that said, hey Nate, we want to understand our referring physicians. It's the lifeblood of our practice. We're specialists. Can you help us? And we can't get at our data. That's exactly the kind of project I'd love to do for your practice as well. We're going to talk today about data labels. And as I hover over it, you can see that a data label, if you look at these numbers, 452, 394, 409, and I hover, you can see that the data labels are starting to appear on my chart. So I can check the box and put them there, or we can look at some places to put those data labels. This is center, inside end, and inside base. That's outside end. If I'm going to use a data label, that's typically where I put it. These tend to get buried in the color that I'm using to format each column, and that makes it hard to read. So typically I'll do outside end. Data callouts is the subject for another Excel video, and we could do more options, but first let's turn them on. So let's go to data labels and more options and see what our choices are. First thing you should know about data labels is you can play with the position like we just did from this same menu. Here's center and outside end, that kind of thing. You can play with the number. And by number, remember when we talked about this just a couple of Excel videos ago, if for whatever reason you need this number formatted one way with the dollar sign or a comma or 2 points after the decimal or whatever it is, and you need the data that's here, that's the source of your data formatted differently, you can change that in the number area. I don't do it much. If you need it, it's there. What I want to show you is these options up above. And what you can do is put additional information in this data label. You can do a category name, so I could put Monday up here and maybe not show this axis. I could put a series name. This is the main location. If I plotted the downtown location, I could use this to keep track of Main versus downtown. Maybe I wouldn't need a legend on my chart. I don't have one now, but I could, if I had multiple series, I could make the data label show the series as part of the label. I could even show both if I wanted to. Main, Monday, 452. You can do a bunch of things there. Let's do this one. So here's my main location. Another thing you can do with data labels is rather than have all of them formatted automatically, which is almost always what I do. If I'm going to reuse this chart next month, I don't want to do what I'm going to show you next. But if this is a one-time thing, I'm going to graph this thing once, and I'm not going to try to reuse it over time. What you can do is you can drag one data label by selecting it and highlighting it, and this leader line will kind of connect me to where I want to go. So I could do something along those lines, again, if it's a one-time thing. If I'm going to come back and do this again next month, who knows if Friday's going to overrun this or if Thursday's going to be, higher or lower. I don't typically adjust the data labels like that by dragging, unless it's a one-time chart. But you can do that. The other thing you can do is if this is important, let's make this number 450. So all these are here, and you want to explain what happened here. What you could do is take this data label, and maybe you delete it, and maybe I delete them all, and just put this one data label here, and I can come over here and put more information about this data label. It says, the reason no-shows were so far down this day is because we had half as many patients, or because, this certain class of patients that always no-shows doesn't come in on Thursday, or this doc that has a no-show problem doesn't come in on Thursday. You could put more notes up here and flag this one at a time. Typically, I don't play these games if I'm going to reuse the chart because it's a mess. But I wanted to show you those options for data labels. Stay tuned next time. There's a couple other things I want to show you, especially this value from cells options. That's where we'll start in the next Excel video. Thanks for watching.